Hey everyone, welcome to the Healthy Boundaries Workshop. So glad you're joining me. And by the end of this quick 30-minute workshop, you're going to be able to establish one clear goal of a boundary you want to set so that you can have more time for the things that feel good to you, the things that are important to you, the things that have meaning to you. Because I want you to know you're not just here to meet everyone else's needs, but you actually have a purpose, a contribution that perhaps you were born to make. So I'm so glad you're joining me. We'll be about 20 to 30 minutes, and by the end of this, again, you'll have a goal of one thing you want to do to establish a healthier boundary so that you have more time for your purpose, that thing perhaps that you were born to do, or that contribution you can make to make your corner of the world a little better. So welcome, everyone. So while everyone's joining us, I want to tell you about an upcoming masterclass that is next week. And this is called 5 Easy Steps to Rock Your Morning Routine, even if you're a busy mom. This class is for you if you feel like you're constantly meeting everyone else's needs, but never your own. Or perhaps you feel like there's something more you need to be doing with your life, but you're not sure what it is. But you know you have more to you than just being the mom or just being the wife or just being the employee. You have a contribution you want to make. You kind of feel that inside. This masterclass will be for you if you feel pulled in 1,000 different directions, like you're juggling a million different things, and that doesn't feel very good. And perhaps you want to be a happier mom, a more vibrant mom, and raise well-adjusted kids. That's a big goal we all have. But you also want to find yourself. You know, back in the day in high school, you probably had more time for yourself. Maybe you had a little more fun and sparkle. Well, let's get our sparkle back. Let's get you your sparkle back. So join me for that workshop, for the masterclass, 5 Easy Steps to Rock Your Morning Routine, even if you're a busy mom. The link is there, and I'll also have the link in the comments. So thank you so much for joining me. Now let me ask you a question. What drains you? Talking about boundaries today, what are the things that drain you? Go ahead and comment below, and I'll start sharing some thoughts. Perhaps you're drained by a teenager who constantly wants to push past the rules you've established, or a whiny toddler, or perhaps your spouse asks for too much help, or there's a person at work who criticizes you. These things can just drain the energy right out of us. I have a friend, and she said that her mom drains her because her mom is constantly correcting her and telling her to do it differently, and I know some of you can relate to that. So what drains you? Type your comments below, and I'll see what we have. Spouse complaining drains me, says Gina. Okay, so a complaining spouse drains you, and now let's move on to, well, no, let me talk a little bit about boundaries and those cup drainers, the things that leave our buckets empty. So boundaries start right here with identifying the things that drain you and reducing the things that drain you. So that's why I asked you the question. Everyone, take out a piece of paper, this is a workshop, and write down a few of the things that drain you while I'm talking. Now, there's some funny ones that can end up draining us, and that's expectations and the shoulds and someone else's values or priorities, or comparing ourselves to other people. Okay, so Gina said that her husband complaining drains her. So clearly he has some kind of value system where he thinks that his wife, where your husband thinks that you need to help solve some of his problems, or that that's what he should be talking to you about. Perhaps someone else's spouse might have a view that women are better cooks. And so they kind of expect, there's that expectation, expect you to do the cooking. Or they can go both ways. What do you expect of your spouse? What do you expect of your kids? And are you pushing past a boundary that they've established? So as you're writing the things that drain you, think about your values and the values people try to push on you. So my friend whose mom is constantly criticizing her, well, her mom has a value of how life should be, Maybe it's moms should be constantly present for their kids, or people should work really hard and then play, or women should work outside of the home even though maybe my friend doesn't want to. These people push their values on us, and then it drains us so fast because we're constantly in defense mode. So thinking about what drains you, pay attention to your values and other people's values, how you're comparing yourself to other people and trying to live up to their expectations, and also how you're looking at the shoulds, maybe on social media. What a good birthday party should look like. Could be really draining for you. Okay, so next question. How can you plug the leaks? How can you plug the leaks? What I mean by this is you have finite energy and focus and ability. You have this bucket of energy, and when these people are poking at it, they cause little leaks. They're pressing on your value system. They're pushing back against your priorities or the rules you've established. They're criticizing. They're asking you to do things you don't have the time or energy to do. So you have these slow little leaks coming out of your bucket. How can you plug the leaks? Let's see your comments about that. Okay. Hi, Kat. Hi, Beth. Okay. Good. I want to see your comments, but while you're typing those in, how can you plug the leaks? Well, let me say that again. Boundaries are there to preserve your precious, precious energy. We only get one shot at life, right? They're there to preserve your precious energy so that you can do the things you were born to do, so that you can use your gifts, so you can achieve the things you are here to achieve. And it doesn't mean that you have to be constantly working on everyone else's agenda. Big, right? Also, boundaries start with self-love. If you love yourself and value yourself and have a glimpse of who you are and the gifts and talents you're here to share, then it's easier to establish the boundaries. But if you have no idea who you are, what's important to you, what your values are, what your gifts are, what your intuition is telling you to do, or God or the universe, then it's so hard to have boundaries. So write down, comment below with all the things that drain you. What are those? And I will read those. What drains you? Okay. We're doing, how would you plug the leaks? How will you plug the leaks? Okay, I'm going to read your comments. Beth says, I'm not great at plugging the leaks. I chase approval and hate it. Okay, Kat says, eliminate the problem or people. Yes, cut and dry, cut and dry. Okay, very good. Who else has a comment? How can you plug the leaks in this bucket of energy? One shot here. You want to live a life that feels amazing, like you're contributing, you're making a difference, you're making the world better in whatever way you want, and people are poking at it, trying to push their own agenda on you. So how do we plug the leaks? Okay. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Sue. Say no more. Well, so, okay. I mentioned that we need to have that self-love. And how do we plug those leaks? Well, I think it kind of starts with establishing what's draining you, like we did in the first question I asked you, writing down the things that drain you. And that Jennifer wrote, say no more. So 2 people said that. I'm trying to understand that. That's hilarious. There's got to be an inside joke I'm missing. Renee, making my needs and wants as important as others. Okay. So if self-love is the foundation and listening to your intuition, to God, the universe, a higher power, whatever you believe, then what time of day are you going to establish for taking time for you to love yourself more and to listen to that intuition, God, higher power, the universe? Because that's the foundation for not feeling guilty when you set the boundaries. So let me introduce myself for those of you who are new real quick while you're thinking about that. I'm Jen Riday, host of the Vibrant Happy Women podcast. I'm a women's happiness and productivity coach, and I love to help women get a grip on what's important to them and make sure their use of time aligns with that. So many women are so unhappy, feeling like they're pulled in 1,000 directions, helping everyone else, not knowing the art of a confident no. And we're suffering because of it. And a lot of us are playing small. And I can say that because I've been there. I used to be a stay-at-home mom. Now I'm a work-at-home mom. I was a stay-at-home mom for my, at the time, 5 kids. And I spent my life trying to do the shoulds of what does a good mom look like? What does a good mom do? She bakes cupcakes for the PTA. She bakes bread, I thought. And she makes gourmet meals. And she has a clean house. And she throws Pinterest perfect birthday parties. And I try to do all these things. But one day I kind of had a shocking moment where it wasn't a great morning. The kids went out the door unhappily. And I was unhappy. And I kind of thought, I don't know. This thought just came to me. Jen, if today were the last day of your life, what would your kids remember you for? The answer totally shocked me, but let me ask you that question. If today were the last day of your life, what would your kids remember you for? What's your legacy? Well, for me, the answer was pretty simple. I knew they were going to remember me as grumpy and tired. So I was doing all the good mom things, but deep down I wasn't happy. And I didn't feel like I was living my purpose or living in alignment with what was right for me. So I decided that I had to show my kids what it looks like to be vibrant and happy. And how did I do that? Well, I had to get in touch with my intuition. Okay, so that leads me to question 3. How can you fill your bucket? We talked about self-love, listening to your intuition are the foundations for boundaries. So how can you fill your bucket? Okay, Jennifer says, instead of allowing myself to be overextended and start to say, I need to start to say no to request more than are not beneficial to my health and goals. Exactly. Now, Jennifer, let me ask you, why is your health important? Why are your goals important? Doesn't a good mom put her goals aside so she can help everyone else achieve what they need to do? Devil's advocate here. Tell me, answer that, or think to yourself, why is that statement I just said not true? If what you're doing leaves you feeling empty and drained and frustrated, then you don't have strong enough boundaries. And the step before that, you're not clear on your purpose, you're not clear on who you are, and you're not loving yourself enough to recognize that your time is so valuable and you have so much to give. And that giving those gifts to the world involves your happiness and your vibrance and your vitality. And showing your kids what that looks like is such an amazing gift, because then you know your kids, your sons and daughters, aren't going to grow up to be doormats. They're going to grow up to value themselves and value their contribution to the earth and be grateful and happy and excited and meeting their needs and fulfilling their purpose and not just everyone else's. Okay, Cassie says, I need to consistently put my health first, not 31st. It's true. It's true. You cannot pour from an empty cup, Jennifer says. You cannot be the best mom or best me if you don't take care of yourself. Okay, I think we're on the same page that we want to be vibrant and happy. We want to do a good job at work and be happy to be there. We want to be happy and vibrant moms. We want to volunteer in the ways that feel good to us. And what's the next step? How can you fill your bucket? What things energize you as opposed to drain you? Comment in the comments below. What energizes you? For me, hands down, I'm an introvert, even though I can fake extroversion really well. I love that alone time, that quiet time where I can think. I love meditation. So I do 10-minute meditations, and watch the comments below because I'm going to give you a free guided meditation all about healthy boundaries when we're done. So that'll be yours, but it's one I created. But I love meditation because first I close my eyes and I check in with my thoughts and my beliefs and my body. And more often than not, I'll realize I have a lot of stress there. And sometimes when I close my eyes, I realize, oh, I'm feeling really sad about something. What's making me sad? And then I think a little longer. Oh, my husband said that thing about what I cooked. And I feel a little depressed that he didn't like it and that he felt the need to criticize it. Or my teenager thinks that I'm not valuable and says I'm stupid and that made me sad. You know, whatever it is. You get in touch with that. You're seeing the leaks that are in your bucket. And then you can say, okay, I'm going to breathe in and let these go. So you can set them aside. Okay, so Cassie says her cup fillers are yoga, thrift shopping, and yes, time alone. Yes, yes, yes. Gina, when I accomplish something and feel proud of it, that fills my cup. Excellent. Okay, me too. I'm with you. Kat says, seeing my dog have a good time and be happy. So that usually means we are hiking or on a special outing together. Oh yeah, nature, for sure. And being alone. Okay, so we all need that alone time. And how can we make it the most valuable? So we could go get pedicures and manicures. We could go to a girls' night out. But I want to submit that if you take just 10 minutes a day, maybe 20, to do some time alone, maybe journaling or prayer or scripture or meditation or just thinking, whatever it is, just fill that cup a little each day, and then you can go out and feel way more amazing to face your day. So, what do you guys do for your morning routines? Do you have that 10 minutes to fill your cup? Kat mentioned walking. That's a great one. It's kind of, you can kind of meditate while walking, do a walking meditation. Okay. So while you're commenting, I want to say that if you all would commit to spend 10 minutes a day just for you, quiet, locking the door, not only will you have to use a boundary to do that, but you'll strengthen your ability to set boundaries in the future because you're essentially loving yourself, spending that time with yourself, or tapping into power beyond yourself, the universe, your intuition, God, whatever you call it. I call it God. Tapping in and then just letting go of the thoughts and the beliefs that don't serve you. Like, oh, I'm not a good mom. You might sit in that quiet moment and say, okay, that thought doesn't serve me. I'm going to let it go. But what's a more loving thought I could have for myself? I'm a pretty cool person and I have a lot to offer. And I'm going to go make people happy today. And then maybe the next day you do it for 10 minutes and you get even more like, oh, gosh, I kind of have this urge to write something. I think I'll spend some time writing. And then after a year of this, maybe you've written a book and you're making a bigger contribution to society. Or maybe after a year of this, you decide to be a painter or to pick up the violin again, or simply just to be a happier and more vibrant mom. Whatever it is, it's so worthwhile. Okay, so your comments, I want you to comment below. What do you currently do for your morning routine? And just a reminder, I have the upcoming masterclass, 5 Easy Steps to Rock Your Morning Routine. You can grab a seat for that. Just click the link to grab a seat for that. That's coming up. But in the meantime, building these boundaries is a great first step so that we can have that consistent morning routine. What do you do when your kids come in and try to interrupt your prayer or meditation time? How do you build that boundary? Okay, so I want to make sure I stay within the time limit that I promised you. So we're doing fine. Now I want to ask you question 4. What is one goal you want to set today to build a healthier boundary somewhere in your life? Okay, Sue says, get up, get kids up, breakfast, and out the door. Walk the dog and get ready for work and a chore. Okay, these are ways to fill your bucket. Now let's narrow it down. What is one goal you are setting today during this workshop to help you establish healthier boundaries? Which means you're preserving that precious, precious energy and focus for the things you might be born to do, the contribution you are here to make. And you know what? Every one of you has a gift that only you can share. And if you continue to constantly meet everyone else's needs, which is great, but never having time for your own needs and your own purpose, your gift will be lost to the world forever. You have a special gift that only you can share. And I firmly believe that. And I know that some of you listening probably have goosebumps when I say that. That is your intuition saying, yes, that's true. So if you could spend 10 minutes a day just tapping into that power, that intuitive voice, the voice of God or the universe, and let it guide you and let it help you build your self-love, it will be so much easier to have those boundaries. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Okay, so we have number 1 goals, meditation daily. Okay, Beth, let me ask you, when can you do it consistently, no matter what? Is there a time? And since we're not perfect, you will fail, you will fall off the wagon, because we all do. When is your backup time? Okay, I want to hear that. Sue says, take that time alone and make the kids respect that. Okay, Sue, I'm going to ask you, how will you make the kids respect that? I'm going to push you to really wrap your brain around this. Get back to yoga. Not sure how to build the boundary. Well, Gina, you mentioned one of your boundary issues was your husband complaining. So an easy way to build a boundary there is to say, I don't listen to complaining. That makes me feel really yucky and crappy. And I'm important and I'm precious and my energy is precious. So I'm not going to listen to that. If you want to talk to me, I'll be ready to listen when you're doing it respectfully and lovingly, because I am so worth it. Right there, Gina. That's what you do. And then you walk away, you leave the house, you shut the door. Repeatedly until they learn to speak with kindness and respect and not doing the things that drain you. Yeah, cool, huh? So when I do it, does it seem kind of witchy with a capital B? Well, it's not. That's what we women kind of do to each other to kind of keep each other small. We're like, oh, she's not a good mom, or that's terrible. Look how selfish she is. She's just doing all these things for herself. Well, why do we do that? I don't know. It's because it makes us all feel better about playing small. But I want you all to take a stand now and establish a boundary so you can play big. So you can share your gifts with the world and do those things you were born to do, which you will only learn about when you tap into your intuition, God, the universe, or higher power in that quiet time. Okay, so we have reading a book from Kat, 15-minute meditative walk each day. Love it, Renee. Beth says in the morning, 6 a.m. Then if I miss it, as soon as we get home, go up to my room. Yes, Beth, you're going to rock that. Sue, not sure because I have had trouble with the kids giving me that time. Okay, Sue, there's a great invention. I'm saying this kind of facetiously. The door or the car. So try the door, shut it, put a sign on it that says Mom is having her quiet time. Mom is having her, Mom is re-energizing maybe. And if they're not respecting it, get in the car and drive somewhere and set that time. No matter what, just say, 4 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever time of day it is. That's the time for Sue. That's the time to re-energize. Because you're going to come back so much happier, so much better, Mom. And they'll know it. They'll know it. And the best thing is you're teaching your kids to grow up and have their own strength and boundaries and ability to love themselves. You're giving them power by showing them what it looks like. Cassie, okay. I would like to establish morning quiet time, meditation, etc. But husband gets up at 5:45. Maybe after he leaves and before the kids get up? Yes. And Cassie, is there a bathroom or a place you could go? Maybe your car. I don't know how warm or cold it is where you live, but is there another place you could go and create your own sacred space there? I have used my walk-in closet before for that. Okay. Tell everyone you want to do laundry alone time. Yes! Isn't that is smart. Get locks on your laundry room door and go in and meditate. I love it. Renee, thanks for reminding us not to let the negativity pull us in. Yes. Remember, if we have to summarize, I guess I want to help you summarize because we're kind of coming up on our time. Set your one goal, one baby step this week that starts right now. One thing, not more, because behavior change works better when we focus on the one thing. One thing you're going to do, write it down, and I want you to look at it every day. You don't have to show your family what it is necessarily, but how you're going to, number one, stop the cup drainers, the people that poke your bucket and make it empty. Number two, fill it back up so you can live the happiest, most vibrant version of yourself. Okay, so remember, boundaries should protect you from having your bucket drained. They should help you refuel yourself, and they help you live your purpose, do that thing you were born to do. Okay, so everyone, I'm going to close by encouraging you to play big. Play big, don't play small. And first, you have to give yourself permission to fill that cup, to tap into that power beyond yourself, to know your purpose and live it, brightening your corner of the world in the way that only you can. And as we do this, we empower other women around us to do the same. It's so important that you take that stand, not only empowering other women to do the same, but showing your children how to do it. And that's how we make our world a better place. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and be sure to join me for the 5 easy steps to rock your morning routine masterclass. It's 5 easy steps to rock your morning routine, even if you're a busy mom. So we talked about that important time to refuel, and I'm going to give you some practical steps to do that, how you can build that time into your day and strengthen your self-love and strengthen your boundaries. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, and take care, everyone.